Today what I'm going to do is explain to you how a bump button actually works. I've explained in a previous video how a trans brake works.
Have a button of some sort. Now that button could be here like I have mine on your shifter, or that button could be on your steering wheel. You're going to have a 12 volts going to the button on one wire, and then the other wire will be going to the solenoid on the transmission. When you're in gear, okay, you're in gear and you press that button, what's happening is that solenoid engages reverse. So you're in first gear and reverse at the same time. That is why your car does not move.
The bump button comes into play is you have a solid state relay, a relay that can actuate really fast. And what it does is as soon as you press the other button while holding the trans brake button, it pulsates the solenoid really fast, so it inches the car forward. Sometimes you can adjust that pulsation with the pulse width modulator, that's what it's called. And you can have your own bump box like this one here, or you can have it go through your standalone ECU like Holley or Fuel Tech. If using any type of bump box, whether it be Smooth Stage or any other brand, you won't need that solid state relay. However, if you're going to run it through a standalone ECU or figure out some other way to get your solenoid to modulate or pulse width really fast, then you're gonna need a solid state relay. Now, people have used solid state relays off of Amazon, but I highly recommend that you use the nitrous solid state relay. The other ones work. This one might just work a little bit better. Alright guys, so here is what the purpose of a bump box is. A bump box is for guys that cannot spool their turbo instantly. Okay, because on a Pro Tree, 3 lights is gonna light up real quick, and most likely you're not gonna spool your turbo that fast. I'm definitely not spooling these turbos this fast, that fast. Purpose of a bump box is you pull in to pre-stage, which means you light the first 2 bulbs up, and that's when you hit your trans brake and you floor it, and your car is gonna come up on the chip, or it's gonna come up on the 2-step, whatever you have that set at in your ECU. And then once you start popping and banging, your turbos is gonna start spooling up. Once your turbo starts spooling up to whatever boost you have it set at, it could be 5, 8, or 10 PSI. Once you reach that boost level on the trans brake and pre-stage, that's when you hit your bump button to roll the car or bump the car into the stage. So now you're at full boost and you're ready to go before the next amber lights even come on. It's a quicker 60 foot and faster ET all around. Now you know.